trying to get your dream job at an animation studio, but no matter how hard you try, you're still being rejected? Well, it's time to fix it. I was hiring illustrators and animators for 1.5 years when working at Pad Animation, and I'll tell you my thoughts and best practices when applying for such a position. All these methods are tested, and trust me, if you apply them, you'll position yourself way ahead of the competition. Let's go! Step number 1. Make a list of animation studios you'd like to work with. To find the names of these animation studios, use Google, LinkedIn, Behance, and type relevant words like animation studio, explainer videos, animation studio, or something like that. Then take all these names and put them into an Excel document. Step number 2. Identify people who are actually decision makers. People that can actually hire you. Because what's the point reaching out to junior animator with your resume? So basically here we are talking about people you'll be reaching out to with your portfolio. And here's the thing, LinkedIn can be very helpful with it. Simply, you can find the name of the studio, put the name of the studio into Google, then add LinkedIn. That way you'll find their company profile on LinkedIn, go to employees, and here you have a list of people that actually work in this company. If the company has 1 to 20 employees, then most likely the person responsible directly for hiring you will be someone like an owner, a founder, co-founder, CEO, or creative director, someone from the top level of the hierarchy within this organization. However, if it's bigger than 20 employees, then you might consider reaching out to people like still creative directors, animation lead, head of animation, people with this kind of title, where it kind of tells you they are leading some kind of team. Step number 3, check out their previous works and see if your portfolio has anything they might be interested in. Because you have higher chances of success when you actually send them a portfolio that is cut to what they already do. Meaning, if the studio is doing right now many explainer videos with many character animations, then your portfolio should reflect that. Therefore, if they use so much character animation, then there is really no point of you sending them a motion design reel where there are no character animations at all. And the same goes when you want to be hired at a 3D animation studio. If the studio does only product animation, product rendering, then sending them a 3D character design probably isn't the best idea, right? They must know immediately that you're the person worth spending time with. Don't make them figure out if you can do something or not. Step number 4, craft an intro message or an email for them. Now that you have the animation studio's name, you have the person of contact, you have the portfolio done, so let's make the first step, which is simply to reach out to them. Keep it as simple as possible without too many unnecessary information. Depending on the person you're reaching out to, if they're the supervisor that knows the tech language, the message can have some kind of specific information on the software that you use, or maybe some kind of plugins that you use. But if they are people purely focused on the business side of things, then probably just the name of the software will be good enough. Here are some examples that you can actually use when making this kind of intro or email introduction to a potential employer. To more business-oriented people, hi name. I saw you're the owner, co-founder, wherever they have in their headline on LinkedIn, of X studio, and I love the animations your team produced. The reason I'm reaching out is I'm wondering if your team might need some animation help. I'm a 2D animator focusing on X. This could be character animation, this could be something else. Working in After Effects and Illustrator, if you're doing 3D, then some of your software may be. Open to work full-time / on a freelance basis, pick one or both. This is very important because people often ask, okay, do you want to work full-time? Okay, do you want to work on a freelance? So now you're kind of giving them right away what you're interested in. Makes sense, right? Here's the link to my portfolio, insert link. Feel free to check it out. And if you have any questions, happy to answer. Thank you. Kimi no nawa. Sorry, your name. To more tech savvy person, hi name. I saw you're the lead animator, head of animation at X Studio, and I love the animations your team produces. The reason I'm reaching out is I'm wondering if your team might need some animation help. I'm a 2D animator focusing on X, again, could be character animation, working in After Effects and Illustrator, using plugins like Duik or any other tech info that might be relevant, being open to work full-time / on a freelance basis, pick one or both. Here's the link to my portfolio, insert link. Feel free to check it out, and if you have any questions, happy to answer. Thank you. your name. That's just it. So now what you have to do is to take these messages, customize this to your needs, hit send, wait for responses. That's it. Just one more thing. Make sure to follow up if you don't get a response within a few business days. Just to, make sure this didn't get buried. Step number 5, which is the last one, just track your numbers. See if your message is any good. See if the animation studios are actually interested in working with you or not. Just take your Excel doc and put this all informations there. That's it. And now a few tips that actually might be helpful for you. Tip number 1, if you're looking for a remote position, you might have higher chances of success when reaching out to smaller studios. They tend to work 100% remote, so they shouldn't have any problems even if you are not from the same country. Tip number 2, your chance of success is actually strictly correlated with the amount of work this studio at this moment have. If the market is dead and barely anything is happening there, they simply might not just need you at this time. Therefore, if no reply after a few follow-ups, just try in a few months. Tip number 3, you can try going on LinkedIn to job postings and see what studios hire for what positions. If you find a job listing, then check the company, check the employees, and check who is the person responsible for hiring. Please note, don't ever apply through the form because there are always like 10,000 applicants and chances that you'll be picked are 0 to none. But if you send them an email or a cold message on LinkedIn, your chances might actually be higher. And last tip, just connect with creative directors or owners at some of these animation studios because from time to time they're actually posting that they are looking for people like you. Trust me, it happened to me so many times. And that's it, guys. Let me know if you found this video helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll try to respond to every single one of them in the comments. Thanks for watching. Happy hunting. Cheers.